The soft clinking of silverware echoed gently across the terrace of Jardin, the most exclusive restaurant in the city. Golden candlelight flickered in crystal glasses, and the air was thick with the scent of roasted lamb and truffle butter. At the far corner, alone at a table draped in black linen, sat Thomas Reed, billionaire, investor, man of mystery. He was only in his 30s, dressed in a custom suit worth more than most people's yearly salary. Yet his eyes were tired, distant, bored of wealth. In front of him sat a pristine spread, seared scallops, artisanal rolls, roasted duck, untouched. He scrolled mindlessly through emails, immune to the beauty and decadence around him. Just outside the iron gates, Ayla stood barefoot and shivering. She was 7, black, small, dirty. Her dress was tattered, her ribs visible beneath the thin cotton fabric. Her hair was matted, her eyes hollow. She had been there for over an hour, invisible, unnoticed, hoping someone might give her leftovers. No one did. A waiter exited with a tray of half-eaten dishes, tossing them into the bin. Ayla crept forward. "Hey, get away from there." The waiter snapped as if scolding a stray dog. "Filthy little street kids don't belong here." She flinched, retreating behind a marble column. Tears gathered, but her hunger was stronger than her fear. Then she saw him, the man in the navy suit, sitting alone with untouched food. "Just ask," she whispered to herself. Just once. She stepped onto the polished patio. Gasps rose like waves. Where did she come from? Is security sleeping? Is this a joke? The head waiter stormed forward, already calling for security. But before he could grab her, Ayla stopped in front of Thomas's table, her eyes wide, her voice barely above a whisper. "Sir, can I eat with you?" The entire courtyard froze. Thomas looked up, startled. This child, barefoot, trembling, skin like dusted coal, did not belong in this world of pearls and Pinot Noir. For a long moment, he said nothing. The waiter cleared his throat. "Should I call?" "No," Thomas said, standing abruptly. "Bring another plate." "Sir, you heard me. The best you have. And make it fast." Ayla stared. "Really?" Thomas knelt beside her. "What's your name?" "Ayla." "Well, Ayla," he said gently, "tonight you're dining with me." The whispers intensified. "A millionaire with a street kid? This is outrageous. Does he know she's filthy?" Thomas ignored them all. He pulled out the chair beside him. "Come, sit." Ayla climbed up cautiously. Her tiny body looked impossibly small next to the table settings. She sat stiffly, unsure if it was a dream. "Bread first," Thomas said to the waiter, "and something warm. She's freezing." The waiter hesitated, then disappeared. Across the patio, no one touched their wine, no one lifted their forks. All eyes were on them, the millionaire and the barefoot girl. "You're all staring," Thomas said suddenly. "Ask yourselves why a 7-year-old has to beg for a bite of food in a place like this." Silence. The bread came. Ayla held it like treasure, hands trembling as she took a bite. Tears spilled from her cheeks as the warmth spread through her body. "Slow down," Thomas said gently. "You've got all the time in the world." The waiter returned with a plate fit for royalty, roasted chicken, potatoes, vegetables, and a delicate chocolate tart. "For me?" She whispered. "For you," Thomas nodded. "Eat as much as you want. But don't you want it? I've had more than enough. Tonight it's your turn." As she ate, Thomas watched quietly. Something was happening to him, something he hadn't felt in years. Compassion, pain, a memory. He saw himself again, hungry, abandoned, cold. A child who once wished someone, anyone, would notice he existed. Ayla wiped her nose on her sleeve. My Mama used to make bread like this, she said. Where is she now? In heaven, her voice cracked. Daddy left after that. Sighed I was too much trouble. Said someone else would take care of me. But no one did. Thomas's chest burned. He reached across the table and gently took her hand. You are not too much trouble. You're a child. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to be loved. Around them, the mood shifted. A woman dabbed at her eyes. A man lowered his gaze in shame. Even the manager, who had been coming to intervene, stopped in his tracks. She's 7, Thomas said, standing again, this time speaking to the entire restaurant. 7. And she's wandering these streets alone while we sip wine and toss food away. Look at her. Nobody moved. You? Think this is uncomfortable? He asked. Imagine what her life is like. He turned back to Isla, his voice soft again. You won't have to beg anymore. Ever again. I'm going to take care of you. Her eyes widened. You're not going to send me away? Never, he said, choking back tears. We'll get you warm clothes, a bed. Tomorrow morning, pancakes. She sobbed and threw her arms around him. I promise I'll be good. You already are, sweetheart. You don't have to prove anything. Silence blanketed the patio. Then, slowly, people began to rise, not in protest, but in reverence. One man placed a $100 bill on the table with a note, for her future. Thomas picked Isla up gently. She nestled into his chest, full for the first time in days, maybe. Years. As they walked out, a soft applause began. Hesitant at first. Then swelling. Compassion had silenced privilege. Later that night, in his sleek black car, Isla sat wrapped in a warm blanket. Are you rich? She asked sleepily. Thomas glanced at her and smiled. I thought I was, but tonight, I think I finally know what real wealth feels like. She smiled, drifting to sleep. You're the nicest person I've ever met. Tears welled in Thomas's eyes. And you, he whispered, are the bravest little girl I've ever known. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs a reminder of the power of kindness. Comment below where in the world you're watching from, and always remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can give is your presence.